I've attempted to buy this from Kaufland, Germany. At the time in December was 110 euro, which was a good price. Usually this sells at around 140 euros. Unfortunately, Germany is very bureaucratic. I could not pick up the package from the DHL locker. They don't send the PIN codes to your email. You have to have an app, be logged in into the app. Very bureaucratic. I yet am waiting a month later the refund. Very bureaucratic. Never again. I was able to find this on a website like eBay or Gumtree in London. It's OLX in Europe. Not that good of a price. It was 120 euro, but otherwise I was not able to find it anywhere else. Now I'm cleaning it a bit. This is the Mr. Body Heater. Everyone says it is extremely good. It does an amazing job, and I have no reason not to believe them. I bought this for winter camping with Dacia Duster 3 2024 release, by 4x4 Extreme Edition with Maggiolina Airlander Plus vertical tent on top of a car. I've been in December testing the setup, the tent with the new Dacia Duster. It works amazing. You don't need heating when you sleep like this. It's not the normal way of doing it. You have to have proper layers. If you have correct mattress and then the sleeping arrangements, not necessarily sleeping bag. I have a sleeping bag, but I have more than that to make sure I can properly last at minus 15, minus 25 degrees Celsius. So you normally don't need an active source of heating when sleeping in a tent like this winter time. You have to be prepared to last for extreme temperatures up to at least minus 25 degrees Celsius. But what I see happens to me when I'm on the road like this. Sometimes I have to sit in the car. It snows, rains, the wind blows, or whatever. I have to do something or just decide where to go next, or passing times. That time is cold. While sitting in the car, it gets cold. Yes, you can put the layers, but it's not comfortable. If you want to work at the laptop or whatever, just make the itinerary, prepare the itinerary. It's not comfortable without an active source of heating. Usually, round up, I've seen I don't need at all active heating. The layers are good enough, and then I have no issue with getting naked at minus 5, minus 10. I've seen there is no issue with my body. I can do it with no problem. But what if I get wet or something happens and I need to warm up myself? Hence, I decided to buy this and have it with me. I was considering to go electric, but this will kill the batteries. I have an EcoFlow, I have a Honda a generator, but it will cost way too much. For example, this one came with a heater from the previous owner. I bought a couple of them because they were quite cheap. I think €7, something like that. They are good at around minus 10 degrees. Below 10 degrees, they start to not function properly. I will tell you in a moment why and the story behind this. €7, well, it's a liter of gas, of petrol, when you stay and think, which means running the generator for 1 full hour, 1000 watts generator. But the battery will cycle more, and you don't want to do that. This gives you flexibility. You can buy them at any time when you need them. I don't have to carry the battery, the generator. Winter time, I've seen I don't need the batteries. I need them summertime because I stay awake longer. I use more electricity. The fridge is in the car, which requires more electricity, and I record more. But winter time, no. Hence, this will do the job. It was a bit expensive. It is dirty. The previous owner was saying I didn't use it other than twice, which is not true. It shows signs of more than twice. This is for sure, but it doesn't matter. It is metal, will do a good job. What I didn't see on internet when I decided to, well, I was convinced I would buy it, but I wasn't sure if it will go with this type of canisters. In Europe, we only have this. We don't have propane as in America. All reviews on internet are made in America with propane. And in there, they don't have this adapter here. It is only this one, and it threads in there the propane can. In Europe, you have to have this adapter because then it gets to this thread in head of a canister. This is a mix. I think this is yes, propane, isobutane and butane. I think this is the English pronunciation of it. Propane, isobutane and butane, something like that. So it's a mix of three. It is why it doesn't work properly at extreme temperatures. What's the difference between this canister and the propane canisters, and what's the story behind it? I've seen an European YouTuber using only isobutane canisters, and he was complaining that at 0 degrees Celsius the canister gets cold and then it no longer works. You have to warm it up, which is correct, because butane and isobutane, they only perform well in positive temperatures. The butane, I think it is up to -5, -10 degrees Celsius, but still not enough. And then propane goes, I think, up to -30 or -40 degrees Celsius. Hence, propane works right in all environments, cold, in all cold environments. When you buy and you want to have it lasting in extreme cold, you have to make sure the quantity of propane, the percentage, is as high possible, more than, if possible, 30%. What it doesn't say here what's the percentage of propane, but it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it has to be more than 30%. So this one will do well in -5, -10. I have to make sure I keep the canister warm. The difference between a propane canister and these canisters here is the thickness. Propane requires higher pressures, hence the canisters are thicker. The metal of the canisters is thicker. This is light, and through European regulations, you are not allowed to put inside them only propane. It has to be a mix. Probably this is what also makes it cheaper than propane. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. If you have to use this at -25, go with something that has a high ratio of propane in the mix of propane, isobutane and butane gas. Yes, there are some adapters on internet for different types of threads. It appears this adapter here came with Mr. Body heater. I think I didn't see in the box. I only got the heater with this already mounted here, but I guess this comes in Europe in the package to help us use this type of canisters. So yes, I bought the Mr. Body heater. Of course, there are other options as well, but they say this is the best performer. Hence, I did it. Why? Because if I will ever use this, will be inside the car, literally inside the car, on the right front seat. I will stay at the wheel and the heater will stay there, or otherwise inside the tent where I don't have much space. So I need all the protections, oxygen levels, carbon dioxide, something like that, a sensor, then if it moves, it stops, things like that. Yes, I usually pay attention, but you never know. Hence, it is good to have a device that provides all this built in. I'm confident other devices do plus minus the same, because it is easy to reverse engineer the technology. But either way, I bought this for the form factor. I've seen actually another one with a nice form factor, but it was almost as expensive and as difficult to find. So yes, I've checked on this OLX website. I've seen this at a good price compared to everyone else. Called the owner. I bought the Mr. Body heater. This canister was mounted plus two more at €130, something like that. It's not the best deal, but there was no better deal. Now, to drive to Germany, attempt to pick up the heater when I order it, and then drive back. And actually, because of that, I also canceled the rest of the trip. I stopped. I was frustrated. Cost me way more, and I yet don't have a refund back. So yes, losing a bit is not necessarily a problem. It is important that I was able to find it. I could not even find this at the €130 mark in the area. I am now able to go and pick it up. It is at around 160, 170, which is too much. I wanted to buy it from London, but I was afraid I will not be allowed to fly with it, and to buy then checked in baggage only to be able to carry this doesn't make any sense. Hence, here we are with a used Mr. Body heater, and that's okay. I'm confident will do the job. The previous owner had nothing to, could not damage it in any way. I don't think so. I'm confident this will, it is in good shape and will do a good job. I've already tested it. I can do it with you while I'm cleaning it. I've took off the guard because I'm cleaning this up. By the way, because there is no such video on internet at all. I've tried, there is none. This is for camping around Europe. You find them everywhere in all shops. It is this type with a thread, and then another one with a clip. You put a stove on top of it and you cook while camping. This, through the adapter, done. Sets into the Mr. Body heater. They say in the manual you have to press and move it here on the ignition, and then press. Now it is on. Can you see it is on? I hope you can see. Now I'm moving to the first, and it lights. I don't know if you can see. Now it lighted the whole area. Now this is the maximum. I cannot see because of a light. You cannot make sense, but it is there. Now let's stop it like this. It stopped immediately. Who knows what type of mechanism it has. No smell. Someone on YouTube was saying that there is a smell. I agree. Definitely there can be a smell. Who knows in what circumstances, but right now no smell. I will not touch that because it is warm, and they say in the manual this should be taken off each time. You finish using it, which I will do. Now you can feel the smell because it released a bit of gas while unthreading it while taking the can away. This is it. This is the case scenario for me. It is just a backup setup. I don't have any active heating in the car while I'm driving around the Alps during winter time with 2024 Dacia Duster 3, the Extreme Edition 4x4, and the Maggiolina Airlander Plus tent from Auto Home. It is an amazing setup. You don't need heating, but in case of something, it is good to have it. Hence, this is my emergency setup. If something happens, the lowest now when I was in December was a close to Cortina d'Ampezzo, minus 15 degrees Celsius. It might go to minus 25, but I don't see it going lower than minus 25. Everything that I have, the tent itself, then the sleeping bag, the blanket, I have a blanket for outdoor, and the layers all together, they can easily keep me extremely comfortable at minus 25. What I realized is the face. I have to figure out a way for the face, because at minus 25 you'll feel cold on your face while sleeping, and that one was the only issue I had. Actually, at around minus 0 degrees Celsius is too hot with the layers themselves. Definitely no need to actively warm up the tent. So this is just for backup and stationary moments when I sit in the car and maybe work at the laptop or decide where to go next, or just sit and rest for a moment. Yes, Mr. Body Heater. Imagine that. Another extremely expensive item that will only be used from time to time, but you never know. Who knows? Maybe will do a very good job and be used often based on how my situation evolves. We will see our next adventures. Thank you for watching. Mr. Body Heater. Imagine that.